So the Inside Out Prisoner Exchange Program started about 20 years ago out of Temple University, and it has now grown to be international in scope. So it is a program where we take students who are campus-based into a correctional setting and learn alongside incarcerated individuals. So this semester, the fall of 2017, we will take our first set of CSU-Pueblo students into the Vista Correctional Facility to learn about crime and justice.
I think it's going to be a learning experience. Like, I've been in a bunch of different prisons before, so I think being able to interact with them in a educational way is going to be really interesting.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting, probably a little intense just because it's prison, but I hope it's not like overwhelmingly intense, but I feel like it's just the stigma of it. It'll be a little intense.
I think it's going to be a lot different than the normal classroom setting because it's both a mixture of field experience and a classroom setting, but not with traditional students.
I'm not sure about Inside Out specifically. It's new here and we're not quite sure what it's going to be like, but I'm really excited to have college courses offered. They're not something that are easily accessible in here, and so to continue that education, I'm really excited about that.
It's something new, and we are in a prison setting, so anytime something different comes in, it always gives you a little bit of excitement or apprehension.
We're used to being around people from the outside, but mostly staff. So when other people come in, we don't know how they're going to react to us. Even though we know that we've changed our life, we hope that they could see the same without knowing us first.
It's hard not to be nervous when you have non-traditional students integrated into a classroom, when society has deemed them as almost as monsters. So I am nervous, but I'm still really excited for the experience because I don't think I'll get it anywhere else.
I'm more nervous that I'm gonna say something that's gonna like offend someone, not intentionally, but just out of curiosity maybe. I don't know.
Nervous going into a new environment, but excited to learn new things in that environment. So I like a new experience.
I'm worried about saying the wrong thing just because I've never been to a prison before, so that's the only thing I'm worried about. Don't want to like hurt somebody's feelings.
Mostly scared because I've learned that most people judge bad just because we're in here, so it's just a little trust issues. Just scared about what they're gonna see or how they're gonna think of us.
I had no expectations when we came in. I just felt really open and excited about the opportunity.
I'm excited just because it's something that's really, really interesting for my major. Learning from these students will be really helpful for me, and I mean, I'm a little anxious, but I'm more excited than anything else.
It'll help me because I'll be able to know a little bit more about what's going on instead of being so closed in.
So the course is called Issues on Crime and Justice, and we'll be talking a lot about the criminal justice system, or as I like to say, the criminal legal system. We'll be talking about injustices and what it means to move forward as a society who has a vested interest in collectively lifting up our brothers and sisters and peers.
I hope to gain a new perspective on people who have like that negative stigma about them, and it'll be nice to get to know a prisoner.
Definitely a new perspective on what it's like to live on the inside and their views of living on the outside as well.
I hope that we're such a good experience for the facility that they'll continue the program and maybe even widen it to further in the Department of Corrections, because I think it could be beneficial anywhere.
I'm worried about having these real connections with these people and these real experiences and sharing these real stories, and then after the class is over, we leave and we're done, and that's it. We don't get to share these things with these people anymore.
From inside the prison, I think it'll help me if I ever decide to go into work on improving prison conditions and prison programs and reforming programs for prison inmates.
I'm really interested in what's going to come for me after my prison experience, so I think this will help expose me to people from the outside who are interested in what happens here and how that can benefit all of us.
At first I didn't really know what to expect, but when these ladies came in, my whole spirit was transformed because they were just such awesome ladies, and they really cared about what they were doing.
When I first found out I was going to be college students, like, I didn't think I would be able to keep up with them. I didn't think I would have anything in common with them. But they live in a world just like I live in a world, except for theirs outside of the gates, mine is inside of the gates.
The biggest lesson for me is that we're all more alike than we are different. Like, even though half of us are here in the facility and half of us aren't, there's so much more we have in common with each other.
Never judge a book by its cover is not just a cliche. It's really true. It's really true.
I learned that we're not always easily judged. That people can take us as humans instead of just another number or just another person in prison clothes, that we're capable of learning just like they are. It helped me see people that you have to understand where they're coming from if they've been through something in their life that could have possibly pushed them in the wrong direction. That doesn't always make them a bad person.
Just because people have like a negative stigma about them doesn't mean that they're negative people.
I think the biggest lesson I learned is to see people for who they are and not the mistakes they've made in the past.
The biggest lesson I learned from Inside Out was how important it is to have someone rooting for you, whether it's an inside student or an outside student, to have someone tell you that they support you in your endeavors and that they believe you and that they're going to be there for you throughout your journey.
Inside Out definitely opened up a new perspective that I never really knew I had. It made me more open-minded. I think it made me a better person.
I think that a community can be formed in any gathering, whenever you gather people and there's respect and sharing. That's a genuine community. And I think that's what we achieved with our 12.
My biggest lesson I learned was that all the people are the same. I mean, we weren't judged, and we didn't judge them. And I found out they were just as scared and nervous as we were.
It's mutually beneficial. The girls from the outside learned a lot. We gained a lot as inmates. We're going to take lessons from it and apply them to our interactions with staff and our fellow inmates. I don't see a downside to it at all.
I feel like this class should be offered because it's a great program for inside students, for them to learn and to gain knowledge through a college course, because it's the injustices of the criminal justice system. And I think other people should take this course because it's just a new experience that I don't think you can get anywhere else besides from Inside Out.
Especially when you've been in prison for a long time, you get so used to that box. And that's just what you're used to, and it's so limiting. And by engaging in a class like this that brings in people from the outside, share some experiences, it broadens your horizons and shows you that there's so much more out there than what you're dealing with every day.
This class should be offered because it's not only informational, but it makes you think and it makes you feel, and you have to open up and you have to talk about things, and the insight that these ladies have, you would never get it anywhere else.
In the future, I see, many different professors from different disciplines getting trained in Inside Out perhaps, and taking their own particular disciplinary background into a correctional setting. So there can be English classes or creative writing classes taught, political science as well. And hopefully we will continue to grow the excitement, because there's a lot of students who only see this as a great opportunity. So I hope to get more faculty on board as well as students and administrators.